President Trump is holding a press conference literally right now. He's a little late, but he's supposed to start literally now. He is avenging big balls. I don't know the exact context because he never actually tells you what he's going to talk about, but apparently he gave out a pamphlet. He gave pamphlets out to people before taking the stage. It looks like he's cleaning up the streets, baby. It looks like he is militarizing the police to fucking take back their country. So apparently arrested at, you know, this address for driving under the influence. Arrested over here for this with pictures of guns and drugs and shit. The pamphlet has like just lists of random people arrested. Lots of youths. Lots of youths arrested, it seems. Kind of crazy. Also, it seems like making DC safe and beautiful again. It's a screenshot of his own tweet with the crime statistics in Washington, D.C. It looks like he's actually taking back our cities. I'll be real. Ever since Trump made his tweet with the youths in brackets, it really looks like my guy is fatigued. Okay, it does definitely seem like Trump is fatigued. Of certain attributes of people, specifically the criminal attributes, probably. And I'll be real, this is going to break the internet, so I'm excited, you're excited, we're all excited. I'm waiting for our president to show up, and it's gonna be awesome. A lot of people are gonna be mad, and the youths are ending up in bad places. All right, it's gonna be crazy. Did you know that 13% of the wizards cast about 50% of the deadly curses?
And we're here for a very serious,
all right, let's go.
Very serious.
Very serious.
Out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly, like we did on the southern border.
Yeah, federalize DC, baby.
Rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor.
Yep.
And worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're
Liberation
take
Day.
Our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety.
Let's go.
In Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
Cook those youths, baby.
And you people are victims of it, too. You know,
he's right.
Reports, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get... you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed.
Unless you're a liberal. They will literally get raped despite Trump.
And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store, a newspaper, or buy something.
It's a fascist.
And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia.
True.
Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher.
By the way, it's the number one,
the number of car
most
thefts
violent
doubled over
capital
the past
of a country in the world.
5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by
those neighbors are guilty.
Bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth.
God.
Drugged out maniacs and homeless people.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
And
they have to get that shit under control
anymore. We're not going to take it.
Jail. Every
just
criminal.
Like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes through our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero.
Right.
I don't know if that's right, but the people
By
that
the
do
way,
the work,
everyone complaining about Trump, that is the number one thing he promised.
They actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible.
All 7 swing states.
You know, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world.
This is crazy.
Red is
Washington,
D.C. The red is a place called Washington, D.C.
Nice place.
Look at these.
Where's it?
Baghdad is, we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs.
Heavy drugs.
Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru. All double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so.
He's right.
I don't think so. And I think
it's ironic that it's all the very blue city.
You'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. D.C., 41 per 100,000. Number
crazy.
one that we can find anywhere in the world.
That's crazy.
Other cities are
41 people are murdered. What the fuck? And they don't even go to jail. They let them back on the streets. Oh, it's just a youth,
Juvenile
guys.
offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse.
Yeah, it turns out when
And
you don't
we
have a
had
dad at home.
Recent indication, there was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that. But he was asked by the city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down.
Yeah, the person knowing the actual
and nobody
stats.
did anything about it. We're going to do things about it like you wouldn't believe. Every American has a constitutional right to be able to access and petition their government in safety, and countless federal officials and employees likewise have the right to carry out their jobs in peace without being shot. As you know, I lost a very good person a while ago, was shot waiting for his wife. He was in the car. They robbed his car. They shot him. They killed him like it was nothing to it. She was walking to the car. It's a horror show. This issue directly impacts the functioning of the federal government and is a threat to America. Really.
He's right.
It's a threat to our country.
He's literally right.
We have other cities also that are bad.
Baltimore, fire.
Chicago. How bad it is.
True.
You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is.
True. Yes.
We have other cities that are very bad.
Yes.
New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland.
Yeah.
They don't
I
even
just
met
found
anymore.
that.
They're so
Probably
so
gonna be my
far
next
gone.
video on Nuxanor.
We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this.
He's so right. Every single
And
fucking
this will
criminal. It doesn't matter if you
go
look
further. We're
racist.
starting
None of
very
that matters.
strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. Days ago, a former member of the DOGE staff was savagely beaten by a band of roving thugs after defending a young woman from an attempted carjacking.
Dude,
he was left dripping in blood. He thought he was dead.
Yep.
With a broken nose and concussion.
Video.
Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it.
Fuck, dude.
In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tragically killed after being hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting.
That was on their side.
A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House.
Fuck, dude.
We all knew him.
Dude, the president of the United States, you can't get your shit together. You can't stream.
Waiting for his wife as she was walking.
Don't blame me. It's literally on their side.
To the car. A Democrat congressman was also carjacked at gunpoint not far from the Capitol.
Yeah, I remember that just happened.
And in 2023, an aide to Senator Rand Paul was stabbed in the chest and head by a demented lunatic as he walked down the street, just absolutely for no reason.
I can't believe the Jews would do
Horrifically,
this.
last July 4th weekend, a 3-year-old girl was shot in the head and killed while sitting in a car near the Capitol. It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness. And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them.
Good.
I know it's not politically correct.
He's right.
You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums.
I'm with him.
AVs, motorbikes, they travel caravans of mass youth. Entire neighborhoods are now under emergency curfews. Just this past weekend, gunfire went through, and you saw that, the Navy Yard. I saw it this morning. They saw that they fought back against law. See, they fight back.
Yeah,
Until
unbelievable.
you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But
I agree with
back against.
I agree.
Oh
my God, but Trump, it's so racist. You're being racist. Literally, they're fucking murderers. It doesn't matter what race they are.
Told them, whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face.
Insane.
And then they start
And we see
spitting
those
in their
clips,
face.
by the way.
And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit. And they can hit real hard.
I agree.
It's a
Absolutely.
disgusting thing. I've watched that for years.
Me too. And you have retards, like the liberal fuckers.
And they're told, don't do anything under any search. So and you can see they want to get at it.
Yeah, and they show up and they're like,
standing there
defund the
people
police. The
spitting
police are the
in
bad
their
guys.
face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want.
Oh, shit.
This dire
that's going to get taken out of
crisis stems
context.
directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it. They don't want to change it. That's what started it.
He's right.
In Chicago, I mean, bad politicians started it, bad leadership started it, but
It's
that
the
was
commies.
the one thing that's central: no cash bail. Somebody murders somebody, and they're out on no cash bail before the day is out. We're going to end that in Chicago. We're going to change the statute. I spoke with Pam and Todd and everybody. We're going to change the statute, and I'm going to have to get the Republicans to vote because the Democrats are weak on crime.
He's
totally
right.
Weak on crime.
And when you're weak
They
on
don't know
crime,
why.
more crime happens.
They want to stop because they get mugged too. But we're going to change no cash bail. We're going to
and
change
they're
the
voting.
statute and get rid of
They
some
vote
of the
for
other
the
things.
Democrats.
And we'll
They
tell
want
the
the free
Republicans
shit.
in Congress and Senate to vote. We have the majority, so we'll vote. We don't have a big majority, but we've gotten everything, including the great, big, beautiful bill.
Oh my God, he
done,
can't
and
stop
that's one of the
flexing.
greatest things that's ever happened to people in this country. They're starting to figure it out, how good it is. Biggest tax cut in history. So many things. But we'll be able to get that done. So, Todd, if you and Pam can draw up
Imagine voting
working with
against
the
this.
people, I'll get it passed. We'll get it passed with the Republicans. Probably won't get, think of this, probably won't get one Democrat vote because they have no idea what they're doing. That's why they win
They're
women's
voting
sports.
against
That's
this!
why they want transgender for everybody.
Bro, they hate
Everybody
Trump more than
transgender.
they support women getting raped.
And
Fucking
They
crazy.
just got walloped in an election.
All 7 swing
They haven't
states.
changed one thing. I
All
saw the other
7.
day the certain gentleman who was a very well-known politician, Democrat, was fighting like hell that men should be allowed to play in women's sports.
Yeah,
They just don't get
retards,
it.
by the way.
They said it's an 80-20 issue, and I think it's a 97-3 issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the three are. I've never heard anybody come.
No, it's
nobody's ever
retarded.
come up to me, sir. You have to let men be in women's sports.
No.
You have to do it, sir.
He's
Nobody's
cooking.
ever heard of where this issue
No.
even comes from. Never seen anything like it. But they turned
right.
our nation's capital
He's
into
literally
a
right.
sanctuary jurisdiction. That's the other thing. We have to get rid of sanctuary cities as quickly as possible. We're going to do it, too. We have to.
I agree.
Because it's sanctuary for criminals.
He's right.
Releasing illegal alien gang members onto the streets in 2022, nearly 70% of criminals arrested in Washington went unprosecuted.
That's
not
fucking
going to happen with the
insanity.
group we have.
Insanity.
Aside and standing behind.
Clamp down on
And
crime.
at the Metropolitan Police
It's the
Department,
only thing that works.
it's now reached a small number relatively compared to what it was, but it's thousands of people. You know, we have thousands of police. I was told today, sir, they want more police. I heard a number, 3,500 police. That's a lot of police. 3,500. I thought they were going to say, we only have 30 policemen. He said, we have 3,500.
Oh, my
We
God.
need more. You don't need more. That's so many. I
I don't know. You
that's
need
like
to
an
put
army.
criminals away and make sure they
How could
stay
you need More
away.
than 3,000? It just
Like
happened
the
2 months
judges,
ago.
the judges just let them
So
back on
they've
the
requested
streets.
More police. Oh, what do they have? About 3,500. I said 3,500.
It's a fucking army, dude.
This is not a big area. It's ridiculous. What you need is rules and regulations, and you need the right people to implement them. The
Correct.
right people here,
He's
that I
right.
can tell you. Look at the border. Biden said there's nothing you can do. Kamala was the border czar. She never called one of the border patrol
Yeah.
agents who are
Good
great.
thing we had
ISIS
Kamala
great. Never
there.
spoke to anybody. Never went there.
Now she's a
She was
TikToker.
the border czar. And everybody said it was impossible to fix. I fixed it in 3 months. No, really. I fixed it the first week. But really fast.
Why
couple
does
of
he
months.
keep- I didn't say it.
Literally to
They
the
said
point
it.
Where, as I said,
Oh my God.
0 illegals entering our country in the last 90 days. Pretty amazing.
Fucking based.
It's time for dramatic action. We're going to do the same thing over here. It's going to be a very safe city
Oh
very
my
soon. We're
God,
not looking to take
please.
years.
This would literally change the
There's a lot of
country.
people die in
This would
years.
change the country.
And
And the
we've got
Democrats are
incredible
terrified.
people in this country.
Because
Except
people
we
would
have
vote
to
for
allow them
Republicans.
to do their job. And that
That's why they supply the drugs.
we will deliver like
Allegedly.
Nobody's ever delivered before. I actually think it's easy. You know, if you're competent, it's easy. If you're incompetent, it's impossible. But I'm very competent. Last week, my administration surged 500 federal agents into the district, including from the FBI, ATF, DEA, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service,
Damn.
the Secret Service,
God damn.
and the Department of Homeland Security. You know, a lot of nations, they don't have anything like that. They got some
He's right.
police.
He's right. Most powerful
And they love
nation
police.
on the planet.
They don't have a
Use it.
the ATF, FBI, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, Secret Service, and Homeland Security. They got
Oh
some
God.
police, but they're rough police, and they do their job. They don't have crime. We're not gonna have crime either. They made dozens of arrests, and that's what starts to happen. Again, cashless bail. Watch what we do with that. Today, we're
right.
formally declaring
waiting.
a public safety
The
emergency.
issue is you
This
need to
an
keep them in
emergency.
jail.
This is a tragic emergency.
He's right.
And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday. I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting this once beautiful capital was, with graffiti all over the walls. It's another part of it, by the way, because we're talking about safety, but we're also talking about beautification. We have the most beautiful, potentially, capital in the world. We always had. But people come from Iowa, they come from Indiana, they come and then they get mugged. Not going to happen. Keep coming, because by the time you get your trip set, it's going to be safe again.
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
We're going to replace the medians that are falling down all over the roads. We're going to replace the potholes. We're going to put a nice new coat of asphalt over the top. No, we don't have to rip the road out and spend 7 years building a new road because they cut everything. Because some designers said, well, we need a quarter of an inch more turn.
A quarter of an inch, and then you'll come. I'm going to make you come.
Right, we're going to get it done quickly. So today we're declaring public safety emergency in the District of Columbia. And Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment.
All right, we'll
and
see.
I'll be making the appropriate
one city at a time.
To Congress and
fix this shit.
To the mayor, our new DEA administrator, who's one of the top in the country. He better be Terry. If you're not, I'm going to get rid of you so fast.
Oh my God! There's a live threat right in front of him.
Most highly recommended person.
If you suck, you're gone, bro.
You'll be designated as the interim federal commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Department. Okay? And you run them tough. They're good. You have a lot of good people. You have people that shouldn't be there. You also have people that shouldn't be there. They got in there because of woke.
They got in because of woke.
And those people are the ones that want to help you. No. This city will no longer be a sanctuary for illegal alien criminals. We will have full, seamless, integrated cooperation at all levels of law enforcement, and we'll deploy officers across the district with an overwhelming presence. You'll have more police.
Based as fuck.
And you'll be so happy because you'll be safe.
Look, if you're not a criminal, you have nothing to worry about.
You're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI
nothing to worry about if you're not a criminal.
You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed.
Good.
By the way.
Good.
We're going to have
literally good.
But Pete Hegseth will tell you about it. We will bring in the military if needed. People say, "Oh,
yeah,
that's
fascism.
He's going to bring in
fascism. Stopping crime, not on my watch."
I don't think we'll need it. I think we've got so many great people, including the people that are in the police department with proper leadership. They'll immediately begin massive enforcement operations targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and criminal networks to get them the hell off the street, maybe get them out of the country, because a lot of them came into our country illegally. They shouldn't have been allowed in. They come from Venezuela. They come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out.
Good.
They won't be here long.
Good.
But some of these people, a lot of them, are homegrown criminals. And these are bad people.
Bro, someone in my chat is saying this is as bad as Jim Crow. You're retarded.
A list of some of the people
every criminal should be in jail. And every illegal immigrant should be out of the country.
The DC streets this weekend.
Fuck yeah.
Rough and tough. But we're rougher and tougher. Look at these people here. Nothing, you know. They're not going to be your local school teacher. This guy, he has killed people numerous times.
Oh my God, it's just like Jim Crow. They're arresting a murderer.
They will never be an asset to society. I don't care. I know we all want to say, oh, they're going to be rehabbed. I'm going to ask
That's
Doug
not
Burgum
a very
to come
progressive
up and say a
thing
couple
to
of
say.
Because he's in charge, as you know. He's interior, but he's in charge of the U.S. Park Police. And I've heard so many great things about the Park Police. They're proud of it. They've been there for a long time. Their families oftentimes grow into the roles. They love the country. They love this area. So, Doug, could you say a few words, please?
Yeah, if anyone says that cleaning up the streets is
Thank
racist,
you, Mr. President.
then you're the racist.
On behalf of the U.S. Park Police, this is the oldest federal police force in the nation. They were formed in 1791 by none other than President George Washington.
Nice.
They've got the awesome responsibility of protecting our nation's most
so let's
sacred
start doing
monuments.
that.
The National Mall, Washington Monument, Jefferson Memorial, Lincoln Memorial. Statue of Liberty, and out west, the Presidio and the Golden Gate area.
All right.
These folks have tens of millions of visitors a year, the kind of people that President Trump's talking about that come from around the country and around the world to see our sacred and learn about our history and our sacred monuments. They've been doing a fantastic job, but they are so pleased, the rank and file, that President Trump is now allowing them to enforce the law.
Yeah.
As those of you that live in the city may know that the circles and the triangle parks that are spread throughout D.C. are actually federal park property. So the U.S. Park Police also have responsibility for that. These became littered with homeless camps under the Biden administration. All of you saw that. Since President Trump's executive order on March 27th, making D.C. safe and beautiful again, the U.S. Park Police have removed over 70 homeless camps. And President Trump also talked about beautification. They're stopping and enforcing the laws against graffiti on our monuments. They have over 80 specific attacks against our history with graffiti on our monuments. So they continue to do a great job, whether it's in their vehicles, on foot, or on the mounted police that you see around the National Mall. And President Trump, they thank you. The rank and file is so happy to be enforcing the law again. Thank you for your leadership. And they're excited about the announcement you're making today.
Good shit. Fuck yeah, dude.
Could you say something about the military?
Well, Mr. President, it's an honor to be here. And at your direction this morning, we've mobilized the D.C. National Guard. It'll be operationalized by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the D.C. Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. At your direction as well, sir, there are other units we are prepared to bring in. Other National Guard units, other specialized units. They will be strong, they will be tough, and they will stand with their law enforcement partners. This is nothing new for DOD. As the President noted, at the border, we've got 10,000 troops down there who've been operating in defense cooperation areas, zones where there's zero illegal crossings.
Oh my God, it's literally just like Hitler, preventing criminals from killing. Wow.
20 years. It's about time.
Oh my fascism.
And we're working with ICE and CBP. In Los Angeles, we did the same thing. Working with the California National Guard, working with ICE officers. ICE officers.
Oh my God, arresting murderers
and not be attacked.
That is just like how the Germans were killing Jews. Wow.
And federal law enforcement to ensure this city is safe, this city is beautiful. And as I always say about President Trump to the troops, he has their back. And my message to the National Guard and federal law enforcement in Washington is, we have your back as well. Be tough, be strong, we're right behind you. Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Hegsetzer.
She's now, as you heard me say, she's really in charge of a lot of what we're talking about. She's done an incredible job. People are going to start to see the fruits of her labor. And Pam, maybe you could say a few words about what we're talking about here.
All right, Scam Blondie. What do you have to say? There are no
crystal clear. Crime in D.C. is
I could never see her without thinking about that.
We are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital. Families come here every summer. Our museums are free. We have the National Zoo.
That's great.
We have the National Gallery. D.C. should be a place where everyone can come and feel safe. Behind me, to my side, we have some of the best career law enforcement and prosecutors in the country who are ready to take this on.
Unless you're a
As
pedophile.
The president said,
particularly powerful pedophiles.
Going to be supervising.
We don't care about those guys, but everyone else.
Our U.S. Marshal is going to be supervising command and control the entire operation. Our Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and I will be working with them closely, along with our great FBI Director, Kash Patel. Kash is going to talk to you in a minute about what we did in Virginia recently with Governor Youngkin. Many of you covered that, and it was tremendously successful. Not only that, our secret weapon here in D.C. is U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, one of the toughest prosecutors and a former judge.
Yeah, let's see it happen. Oh my God, everyone gets out of jail.
Here,
everyone.
And what she's going to do to fight back. No more crime rampant in our beautiful capital.
Hope so.
No more teenage girls beating a disabled man to death.
Dude, I hope.
No more of that. No more drive-bys. We're going to do everything we can.
Yeah, and do this everywhere,
ATF,
by the way.
ATF Director Driscoll and Commander of the Army. We're going to all work together. That's what we all do in this room. We work together. We fight. Do not underestimate one person in this room. We're going to make D.C. beautiful. We're going to make D.C. safe again. One other thing, just a few days ago, the area of the wharf, Terry Cole reached out to me, not even nightfall, on the weekend, where so many families in tourists go. A guy's overdosing from fentanyl on a park bench in the middle of families around. They administered Narcan and saved his life. No more of that. The President of the United States is going to clean up D.C., and we're going to be there to help him, and we'll be successful.
Dude, Kash Patel looks like he has a green dildo up his ass, getting ready to go to a WNBA game.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for your leadership, Deputy Attorney General, and the rest of our interagency partners. Mr. President, the following is what happens when you let good cops be cops. And I just want to highlight that before I get into Northern Virginia. This year alone, under President Trump's administration, we've had over 4,000 child victims identified and found.
Crazy.
That's a 33% increase from the same time period last year.
Crazy.
33% increase.
Insane.
We've had a seizure of 1,500 kilograms of fentanyl. Up to this date. That is a 25% increase since the same time period last year. And just to put it in perspective,
dude.
1,500 kilograms of fentanyl is enough to kill 115 million Americans.
Bro!
115 million Americans. Cops are getting after it. The FBI has arrested
clean that shit up.
19,000 people this year.
Wow,
alone.
dude!
Thanks to President Trump's administrations, that's double than where we were this time last year.
Let's up those numbers!
And we have also arrested 1,600
numbers.
people who have committed violent acts against children.
Every single one.
270 of them are human traffickers of children.
Bet they're
Mr.
not
President,
rich
this is what
or on an
happens
Epstein
when you have
list,
great
but
leadership
hey,
from
that's a
Attorney
dub.
General
We
McCain
take those.
Bondi. Your administration's priority of protecting the homeland and protecting American citizens and protecting our children.
Sounds
and the
like
murder rates are
American
plummeting.
first to me.
We are now able to report that the murder rate is on track to be the lowest in U.S. history.
That
in
is
modern recorded
fantastic.
U.S. history. Thanks to this team behind me and President Trump's priorities. And how do we do it? And what are we going to bring to D.C.? What we did in Northern Virginia, thanks to Terry Cole and Governor Youngkin and the team, we stood up a task force out in my Northern Virginia field office, and we said, let's let good cops be cops. Let's get them the intelligence and what they need, and let's get the red tape out of their way, and let's get DOJ partnered up with us to bring great prosecutions. And that's exactly what we did. In
Good
1
shit.
month, we arrested 545 violent felons.
Good, not enough.
545
Good.
In the state of Virginia, thanks to Governor Youngkin's
Put 'em away.
partnership. And
Forever.
That simplicity in law enforcement is what's coming to Washington, D.C.
Good shit.
When
I
you
mean,
let
I
good cops be
completely
cops,
agree,
when
by
you
the
give
way.
them the intel they need. When
The
you work
number
with our
one
Homeland
best
Security
way to
task
stop
force, when you
crime
work
is
with
to arrest
Terry
criminals.
And Gaddy and I go way back to Miami. These guys are great leaders.
It's not about
of the respective
socialism giving
departments
them
and
more
law
money.
enforcement
Fuck that.
capacities. And when you have the DOJ and President Trump driving behind this mission, we are going to clean up Washington, D.C., and we're going to do it the right way, the lawful way, and we're going to make sure Washington, D.C. is safe again. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General.
Thank you.
All right. No, honestly, it's literally that simple. It is. Arrest the criminals
So the
and keep them
process
away.
begins right now. It
Good.
actually started over the weekend, and we confronted
Now do
a
it
lot
in
of
every
very bad
blue
people.
city.
But it's going to be something that will be pretty amazing to you as you watch it. And I think most of you say it's a beautiful thing to do it right. We're going to be removing homeless encampments from all over our parks, our beautiful, beautiful parks, which now a lot of people can't walk on. They're very dirty, very.
Fair enough.
We've got a lot of problems.
They have problems.
But we've already started that. We're moving the encampments away, trying to take care of people. Some of those people, we don't know how they even got there. Some of those people are from different countries, different parts of the world. Nobody knows who they are. They have no idea, but they're there. We're getting rid of the people from underpasses and public spaces from all over the city. There are many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help. But they'll not be allowed to turn our capital into a wasteland
Good
for
shit.
the world to see. The Metropolitan Police Department and the federal authorities will be supported in the effort, a really big effort, the 800 D.C. National Guardsmen that we'll put on, and much more if necessary. Much more. It's, you remember I said, I offered 10,000 once. Remember I said to a certain person, who I thought always was highly overrated, not very competent.
Uh-oh.
But I said, if you need them, we'll give you 10,000 of the military or the National Guard. They turned me down. But if necessary, we're going to move.
Yeah.
service
Whatever
members
it takes.
directly
Whatever
to
it
joining
takes.
the Guardsmen.
We have a country. We need to
And that'll
protect it.
take place very
Yep.
rapidly, and that'll be
Yep,
done
yep,
in
yep, yep, yep,
conjunction
yep,
with
fact.
Pam and Pete and everybody else. Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. And we're going to make it that. We're going to make it safe. We're going to make it smart. We're going to make it beautiful.
Good
So
shit.
beautiful.
Every time,
Some of
please.
the buildings, we're going to add to it. You see what we've done at the White House. White House is a whole different building. I do that in my part-time because it's a natural instinct as a real estate person. I was very good at that, and I was very good at fixing things up. I like fixing things up.
Look, man, you
you
get
see
rid of
what's happening.
criminals.
Both
Every
floors
drug
are being
dealer gets arrested.
Reinstalled.
Every violent
renovated,
person
fixed.
goes
The
to
whole
jail.
place is becoming very beautiful.
It's
We're gonna be
literally that
adding
simple.
A magnificent ballroom, most beautiful ballroom I think anywhere. We
All right,
need
dude,
it.
I don't care about the
I
ballroom.
would have certainly loved to have had it today.
What about Jan 6? Someone
We
says
were
in
filled.
chat.
A lot of you are standing outside.
Get a
can't get
fucking
in this room.
life!
I've never
Oh
seen
my
a room
God,
like this,
these people
which tells
suck.
me that you want to talk about
Oh my God.
This was a D.C. news conference.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about crime in D.C. and beautification of D.C., but I'm going to put that's easy. And I think, frankly, fixing the crime with the pros, fixing the crime is easy too. A person who I've known for a long time, and she's been incredible. She was a fantastic, one of the best ever district attorneys in New York. She was in Westchester, and she became a judge, very successful judge.
All right.
And then she went into show business because she was such a good DA and such a good judge, tough judge, but fair, always fair. Nobody ever complained about that, but she was tough.
I doubt it, but okay.
And
all right.
Because of that and her reputation, she went into showbiz. So a lot of people don't, they think of Janine as showbiz. Actually, showbiz was not her thing. And she did great. She was on, along with a couple of other of my friends, on the #1 show. And she did great, but this is what she loves doing. This is really her baby. What she's going to do is going to be incredible. And I'd like to speak for just a few seconds on
putting away assholes.
what she has in mind, what she wants
dream.
to do. We're going to be appointing some judges. We have some open spots, and we're going to take people because the judges are letting killers out. They're
True.
Just saying,
fucking
go.
yes.
That's okay.
Exactly
Don't worry about
true.
it.
I just showed that.
Pam recommended.
They literally
Todd
have people on
recommended,
camera beating the
some,
shit out of people, and then
judges
the
like
woke
Janine
judge
recommended.
lets them
Janine's
out.
given me 3 great candidates already. We have
Unacceptable.
about 10 open spots, and we can probably create some more. We need them. Janine, would you say a few words, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you, Madam Attorney General, and to all my partners
Oh,
here.
she's got that Karen
We all
voice.
want the same thing.
Yeah,
we
tell
all
us,
want
Karen.
a safe city.
Woo,
we want
woo.
a safe capital.
When the Karens
we
are on
want to
the
be able
hood.
families here. We want to be able to come and enjoy the history that makes this place great.
Activate
and
the Karen.
unfortunately, we are not in that position right now. And Mr. President, I want to thank you for taking the step that we need right now to make criminals understand that they are not going to get away with it anymore.
Good.
And I'm not going to stand here and go over and over the cases. But what I can tell you is this. I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks
Youths.
who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and
They're
beat
youths,
the hell out of
guys.
you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle.
She has
but they
fatigue,
know
guys.
that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak.
And because
I can't
the
touch you if
judges
you're
let them
14,
out.
15, 16, 17 years
Oh
old,
my
and you have
God.
a gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with
Oh
an
my
illegal
God.
gun
Like
on
Trump
a
is
public
looking
bus
around.
in the chest.
We activated the
I
Karen.
convict them. And you know
You
what
want to
gives
fight a
them?
bad Karen with a
Probation.
gun is a
Says you
good
should go to
Karen with a gun.
college. We need to go after the D.C. Council and their absurd laws. We need to get
Correct.
rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to
Based.
recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens.
She's
And
right.
it
She's
starts
right.
today.
Oh
But it's not
my
going to
God.
end today because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals
He is
understand.
regretting
we
everything
see
right
you,
now. He's
watching
going to
you,
eat
and
his
we're gonna
ass
change the law
if he
to
doesn't
catch
step
you.
up. Oh,
And
Lord.
My final note is this. These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the state attorney general, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from Doge who was beaten bloody with a severe concussion, a
Crazy.
broken nose. And then I did
Big
a
balls.
poster of what happens to those kids because I can't arrest them. I can't prosecute them. They go to family court and they get to do yoga and arts and crafts.
Crazy.
Enough.
She's right.
Just
She's right.
Today.
Fuck
Thank
yeah,
you,
dude.
Mr.
Holy. She gave him a death stare. She is going to be on this shit. Release the Karen.
Some executive
Woo, woo.
orders. I'd like to have Will please come up and we'll let the people know what we signed. Do you want to put them down?
Yes, sir.
All right.
A short while ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed 2 crucial executive actions to deal with the emergency crime conditions we currently face in the District of Columbia. The first of these was an executive order, as President Trump said before, invoking his powers under Section 40 of the Home Rule Act to take federal control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department.
Based. They didn't
Along
do a
with
good
that
job.
executive order, President Trump signed the
Good.
statutorily required notification letters to Mayor Bowser and to the relevant House and Senate leaders.
Bowser.
The second major executive action that President Trump signed was a presidential memorandum directing the Secretary of Defense to utilize the National Guard to address the conditions we see on our streets here in D.C. It also authorized the Secretary of Defense to work with state governors to utilize their National Guard units if necessary as well. These are bold, decisive steps intended to combat the out-of-control crime conditions we've seen on D.C.'s streets for far too long. And I, for one, am deeply proud to be part of an administration that's finally coming to terms with these issues.
Yeah, dude, put them away! Put them away.
Just to conclude, Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, most beautiful places anywhere in the world. It was years ago. We had one problem that was a pretty big problem. The radical left got out of control and they started trying to rip down statues. And
yeah,
I said, let's go pass a law real fast.
True! Put up a statue of Big Balls immediately.
Democrats who do not want safety.
He's
Nobody
right.
Gets it.
They want terrorism. He does. He's
Because
completely
they can't
right.
get votes. I don't know how they can win an election with this. But
No, but that's how they get votes. Because all the criminals will vote for them.
Old, early 1900s.
They incentivize them to be criminals and
touch
broke.
Or even think about destroying a statue or a monument.
Yeah.
in
Jan 6 had
Washington,
none of this,
DC.
by the way,
You
in
go to
case you
jail
forgot.
For 10 years with no probation, no anything. In other words, slightly different than we have today. Today we have cashless bail. There you get jailed 10 years. No curtailed sentence, 10 years. And we took it out. Nobody used it. It was never used because, you know, it was harsh. And you remember they started to rip down a statue of Abraham Lincoln. I said, that's a tough one to rip down.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
He was pretty good, Pam. I think he was pretty good.
He was pretty great.
When the ropes started going around Abraham Lincoln to pull him down, Andrew Jackson, others, and they were heading to the
It's vandalism and
Memorial,
terrorism.
Thomas Jefferson.
Like, literally put them in jail. I don't know why we...
They said, it's time.
Yeah, dude.
And I signed that statute immediately. We had it updated. We made it...
We will be replacing every George Floyd statue with big balls.
And I announced it's 10 years in jail, no probation, no anything, 10 years, no curtail sentence.
Good.
If you touch, so much as touch a statue in Washington, D.C. And it was an amazing sight, beautiful sight. Everybody just left. The ropes were hanging around Andrew Jackson, and there were 2 ropes around Abraham Lincoln. They left the rope.
Damn,
But
bro.
everybody just left. I know it was the last problem we ever had. You know, that was the last problem that we ever had with the statues. They were going wild, and we...
Based.
Somebody came to me and said, sir, in 1910, I don't want to give you an exact because you'll say, Donald Trump gave us wrong dates around early on. You know, I'm
He's
slightly
so
off.
used to people doing this.
Make you sound a little
Oh,
bad.
my God.
So I won't put myself in that position. I won't put you in that position because I think everybody agrees with what we're doing today. But when I signed that thing, it was like
True.
a miracle.
And the
Everybody
Democrats
left.
are going to vote on
We
the
were
sides of the
done.
criminals, as they always do.
Started
As
march
they
down.
always
They
do.
started the march toward
Weird.
Thomas Jefferson, and I figured he was always going to be safe. But they found something with him, and they found something with Abraham Lincoln.
It's like they're canceling
And
these
even
people
in,
after they
the name
die.
George Washington
He said the N-word in
California,
1904.
numerous places changed
Let's
the name
kill
of
him.
George Washington High School and various other places. They took George Washington's name. This was a sick, woke culture that I think we've largely ended. And a lot of those people that were woke
he's right.
are now turning out to be
He's right.
the opposite. I won't go so far as to say MAGA. It's a very special category. But they've gotten out of that. But we have people that love this country, and they love this.
He's right.
This really beautiful
He's right.
capital. It is. I flew over it the other day.
Woke
and I
is
said,
dead.
What a beautiful place. But if there's crime all over the streets, when you get there, it doesn't look so beautiful. But we're going to make it beautiful again.
Based.
We're going to fix it with crime, and we're going to also, as we're doing that, we're going to start doing things that we know how to do, that I know how to do better than anybody, I guess, because of my experience from previous life. But not only are we stopping the crime, we're going to clean up the trash and the graffiti and the grime.
Good
and the
shit,
dirt
man.
And the broken
Not
marble
acceptable.
paths
Not
and
acceptable.
all of the things they've done to hurt this city.
On all the fucking people
And
yelling
we're
and
gonna
screaming
restore
about
the city back to
racism.
the
You guys
Cleveland
suck.
Capital
You
that
are
everybody
self-reporting.
wants it to. It's going to be something very special. All of these people are really tough. Could I shake your hand, Gaddy, please? You're going to be so important here. You're going to be.
Oh my God.
You're going to be that
All right,
guy.
okay.
I hope I don't have to fire him in 2 weeks because he's too soft.
Bro!
I don't think he's too
The
soft.
pressure's
If I do, I will, though.
crazy.
Is it okay if you?
Let me shake your hand. If you fuck up in 2 weeks, you're gone.
So many people. I will fire you so fast.
He's
You're
like
not gonna have to
joking,
worry
but he's
about
not
that. No,
joking.
I think you're going to do a fantastic job. And everybody in this room, they may not express it, but they all want that to happen. You know, they want to be safe, and they have families too.
True. True.
So it's an honor to have such a large group. I've done this for years now, hard to believe. I've never seen this room so packed. In fact, I'm sure it's a violation of every fire code. But we'll let you stay anyway.
Bro's a
You're taking a
comedian.
chance. And with that, we'll say maybe if you could. Oh wow, we could be here all day long. If we could keep the first questions perhaps to this subject, and then we'll go on.
Good. Oh my God! Thank God.
Please.
Mr. President, thank you so much. Can you talk about how personal of an issue this is? We talked about flying over the Washington Monument and seeing the pride of what D.C. is, and do you believe that the status of the city, the cleanliness, the way that crime is low, is a direct reflection on how the country is run?
Yeah, I do. I think the Capitol, look, everyone comes here. They're all coming. All the leaders, they're all wanting to come. And I say it, I've said it again, but I'm really just quoting other leaders from NATO, from the Middle East,
Saudi Arabia. America's the hottest country. The hottest country.
I was over there. We brought back $5.1 trillion of investment into our country. But I was a month and a half
when
ago.
When Biden was president, it was dead.
I think
it was dead.
Put up 5% instead of 2%. 2% they didn't pay. 5% is already paid. We had a great meeting, and they all said the same thing. They said our country was dead. They thought our country was gone. Biden. 1 year ago, they said your country was dead.
Dead.
And now you have the hottest
country
in the world. Country in the world right now.
The hottest country.
The tariffs have helped. It's given us not only the money,
dude.
Billions, trillions of dollars.
He's so consistent, man.
Great power over enemies. We solved 5 wars with Pakistan and India. We just solved one. Azerbaijan and, as you know, and Armenia.
Yep.
A war was raging for 37 years. And the 2 leaders got up and they said, we never thought this would be solved. Russia tried to solve it. They all tried to solve it. It was a very tough situation, but we got it done. And I said to the 2 men,
he is the peace president.
I said, are you guys friends? And they had a hard time. You know, they've been killing each other.
Yeah, they're not friends. He goes to 2 warlords and he's like, you guys make friends? No, what?
This war. And you got it solved. But we did many of those. We did in the Congo. And Rwanda.
Yeah.
That's been going on for 30 years.
5.5 million people were killed.
8 to 9 million people killed that they know of. But it was raging, and we got that solved. We got a lot of them.
Insane.
It's a great honor.
And no one talks about it, by the way.
When they come, the leaders come to our country.
When they come.
Sign documents
that
the war is over or whatever. Or for other reasons. They come for trade. And you want them to come through so beautifully. You ride down those roads. Everything should be perfect. You shouldn't have medians falling down into the roadway. Median, you know, the metal things that are always. Somebody had a great lobbyist, because I've never seen them look good. I've been looking at those things with the little, right? They're always broken.
I don't know what he's talking
really
about.
Bad. And we're going to either put new or fix it. And it's not expensive. It's not really expensive. And we're going to fix our roads a little bit. We're going to clean up our sidewalks. You have countries where every Saturday the people go out and they wash their sidewalks in front of their stores or their houses. They scrub their sidewalks. So we aren't quite at that level yet, I don't think. Gaddy, we're not quite there yet, but maybe we will. They go out and they scrub. I think it's so beautiful to hear that and to see those stories. But we're going to make it clean.
All right.
But just to finish with your question, it's a very, very strong reflection of our country.
He's right.
And
he's right. The
when
Capitol
they see
shouldn't look like a
bad
shithole. Come on, dude.
City. You know, my father always used to tell me, I had a wonderful father, very smart, and he used to say,
he gave me a
"Son,
small loan of $1 billion.
when you walk into a restaurant and you see a dirty front door,
he's right.
Don't go in.
He's right.
Because if
the place is going to be a
dirty,
shithole.
The kitchen's dirty also.
He's right.
Same thing.
Facts.
If our capital's dirty, our whole country is dirty, and they don't respect us. So it's a very good question.
Question for you on the specific issue. Do you expect more cities to follow DC's path if this goes through?
Oh, God, please, yes.
Chicago, LA, San Francisco, would they expect similar action to what we've seen in DC? And the other question, sir, there's reporting that the administration is going to reclassify marijuana. Would that send messages that if marijuana is okay, some drugs are okay, but we're trying to clean up crime? How do they go hand in hand?
We're only looking at that. That's early, but somebody reported it, which is fine. We're looking at it. Some people like it. Some people hate it. Some people hate the whole concept of marijuana because if it does bad for the children, it does bad for people that are older than children. But we're looking at reclassification, and we'll make a determination over the next few weeks.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Determination hopefully will be the right one.
We'll
Very
see.
Complicated subject. The subject of
it is.
marijuana. I've heard great things having to do with medical.
But I think there's a big difference between medical and recreational.
Medical and
I think medical should be completely legalized.
I've heard some pretty good things, but for other things, I've heard some pretty bad things. The other part of your question, I mean, we're just going to see what happens with it all. We're going to have a tremendous success what we're doing.
But it should
Other
definitely be
cities
banned
are
from
hopefully
public
watching
spaces.
This. They're all watching, just like everyone's watching here.
True.
They're all watching.
I'm watching.
And maybe they'll clean up, and maybe they'll
they won't.
do this and
They
get rid of
won't.
this
They will not do
thing
anything.
and all of the things that caused the problem. I mean, if you go back, this whole thing with cashless bail is a disaster. So many problems came that we never had before. So they're watching us today, and if they don't learn their lesson, if
They won't.
haven't did
You
this
absolutely
properly,
have to
we're gonna
step
be
in.
very
It's all the
successful.
blue
I have
cities.
zero
It's
doubt
all
about
the
that.
blue
It's gonna be
cities.
It's a question of will it be really fast?
New
like the
York,
border.
Baltimore,
When everyone
LA.
said- they
Fix
used to
these
say,
places,
Biden
man.
used to say,
Come
I need
on.
legislation. I need.
They're
didn't he?
killing
I didn't
each
get any
other.
legislation. I called up our people, and we did a great job. Tom Homan was great.
Yep.
As you know, our secretary did a great job. They did a great job. There's no games. They didn't play games. And we're going to have the same thing here. But then I'm going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. Do this together. Let's see.
Yes.
And if we need to,
Based.
we're going to do the same thing in
Everywhere.
Chicago. which
Dude,
is
this
a
would save the
disaster. We have a
country.
mayor
This
who's
would
totally
unironically
incompetent.
save the country.
He's an incompetent man. And we have an incompetent governor there. Pritzker's an incompetent. His family threw him out of the business. He ran governor. And now I understand he wants to be president. But I noticed he lost a little weight, so maybe he has a chance, you know? But Pritzker's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business. But when I look at
He fat,
Chicago,
he a slob.
and I look at
He's stupid.
L.A., if we didn't go to L.A.
His own mama don't
3
like
months
him.
ago, L.A. would be burning like the part that didn't burn. If he would have allowed the water to come down,
He's
which I
right.
told him about in my first term, I said, you're going to have problems. Let it come down. We actually sent in our military to have the water come down into L.A. They still didn't want it to come down after the fires.
True.
But that was it. We have it coming down.
I remember.
The LA's
Yep.
watching. That mayor also. The city's burning. They lost like 25,000 homes. I went there the day
Yeah.
after the fire.
He's right.
You were there, and I saw people standing in front of a burned down home. It was their homes were incinerated. They weren't
Yeah,
like
because these
even the
fucking
steel
retards
was
wanted to protect the
literally-
smelt fish. They let
it
them
was
burn.
all
They let the
literally
city burn
disintegrated
down.
because of the winds and the flame and the whole thing. It was like a blowtorch. They were standing on this beautiful day, maybe a couple of days after. We gave it a little time because what they had suffered. Almost 25,000 homes. And you see what's happening now. They didn't give their permits. I went to a town hall meeting. I said, we're going to get you the federal permits, which are much harder. Almost immediately. Lee Zeldin is a star. He did an incredible job. They have all their federal permits. They don't have their city permits. And the mayor said to me, we
Unreal.
think we could have them in 2 years.
2 years. I remember
walking down
that.
the street, and I met with firemen and police, and I was saying hello to many people that were standing in front of their homes with yellow tape. You can't go in.
And then they
You
said
can't
in
go
2
onto the
years
lot.
we could get this
And
fixed
those
up.
people wanted to start rebuilding their homes.
Fuck,
then
man.
And there. And the mayor said we
No,
should be
you're
able
not
to get
allowed
the
to rebuild
permits
your own
within 2
house.
years. I said that's a
Says
shame.
the mayor.
2 years. Are you kidding?
Fucking
I'm gonna
woke
get them a federal
retard.
permit, like almost immediately. 2 years. And she wrote back. Well, maybe 1 year. The place was booing her out of the place. They don't have their permits to build their homes. And now they're talking about putting. This is among the most beautiful areas in the country. Now they're talking about putting low-income housing. in here.
Insane.
Can you believe this? I love low-income housing. I made money with low-income housing. I built low-income housing. I know more about low-income housing and luxury housing. I know about everything real estate.
That was his thing.
They want to
True.
replace some of those homes with low-income housing. They haven't gotten their permits yet. We've gotten all the federal permits, which are much tougher to get, and it was done almost immediately through Lee Zeldin and Federal Environmental. And I watched the other day, those people are angry. And now, you know, they had tremendous...
As they should be.
They loved that area. They loved the whole big area, different places, but they loved it. It was all luxury stuff and beautiful stuff, and some wasn't that luxury, but the level of love for that neighborhood, their neighborhoods, was incredible. And you know what? I watch people on television, they want to go, they want to leave. They've lost their spirit, they've lost their heart, because the mayor's incompetent, and Gavin Newsom is incompetent. Got a good line of bullshit, but that's about it. He's incompetent.
Oh, he's right. He's literally right, though.
You know, it's
Gavin
amazing.
Newsom is
I called, the
useless.
first thing I did, I got the Olympics to go there. I was the one that got it. And by a rare thing that happened, I'll be the president. I was very upset because I got the Olympics there, and I said I won't be president when it comes. But bad things happened, and illegal things happened, really illegal things happened. Now it turns out one good thing
Rigged?
is I'm going to be
Question
the
mark?
president for the Olympics. For 2050, for 250, which is fantastic, and also for
I will
the
be
World Cup.
president
So,
every
a lot
4
of good
years
things.
until
I hope
2050.
250 is going to be the 250th
You'll
anniversary
see.
is going to be the best. But when I looked at those people, and I saw last night on television that they still don't have their permits, It's a disgrace what's happened in Los
Thank you. The China tariff deadline is tonight. Do you plan to extend that?
We'll see what happens. China's been, we've been dealing very nicely with China, as you probably have heard. They have tremendous tariffs that they're paying to the United States of America, and we'll see what happens. They've been dealing quite nicely. The relationship is very good with President Xi and myself.
Yeah, we love each other, guys. That's why I bullied the shit out of him.
President,
Yeah.
Tell us what you hope to get out of that and whether you'll consider inviting President Zelensky to join.
So you have to understand, this is a war that should have never happened.
Never would have happened if I was
It wouldn't
president.
have happened if I were president. It would have never happened. It was
every
the apple of
time.
his eye. I got along very well with President Putin. But if you look, under President Bush, they took a lot of territory. Under President Obama, they took a lot of territory.
True,
Under
true.
Biden, they essentially took the whole thing.
True.
It's just a question of time.
Yeah, Biden said they could do a
Under
little
Trump,
incursion.
they-
Fuck, dude.
nothing,
Under
nothing.
Trump.
I was the one that
It's Trump
you can't
jutsu.
build your pipeline that was half built. I came in.
I
stopped
came
the
in with my
pipeline.
big
It's called-
orange
it's called
balls.
Nord Stream 2. Nobody knows that. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2. You might have not even heard it. Biggest pipeline in the world. I stopped it. I was not a friend of Russia, but I got along well with Putin. It's always good to get along with other countries if possible. But
He's
that
right.
doesn't mean
He's right. Keep your friends
you
close.
roll over
Keep
like
your
Biden
enemies
did.
closer.
Biden came in and he immediately approved the pipeline. I couldn't believe it. Then they say Trump wasn't tough on Russia. I wasn't tough. I was the toughest. Putin said, if you're not tough, I would hate like hell to see you. I stopped the biggest economic development job, the biggest job that Russia had ever built. I stopped it. It was dead. And this
It's crazy how he still
low
needs
IQ
to defend.
president came in and he let them build a pipeline and supply oil and gas all over Europe,
He still needs
So,
to defend the
this
Russia
is really a
collusion,
feeling.
and it was all a fraud.
And President Putin
crazy.
invited me to get involved. He wants to get involved. I believe he wants to get it over with. Now, I've said that a few times.
Yeah, he has.
And I've been
I was about to say
disappointed
that.
because I'd have like a great call with him, and then missiles would be lobbed into Kiev or some other place, and you'd have 60 people laying on a road dying. I said, that's cold. That's cold. But
Damn.
it's a violent war. 5,000 to 7,000 people a week are dying.
That's insane.
And there's nobody from here. They're all Russian and Ukrainian people, and some people from the cities, much smaller number, but still, those missiles do damage and they kill a lot of people, but mostly soldiers. And they're young soldiers,
Tragic.
although in the case of Ukraine, they're getting much older. They're drafting 60-year-olds.
Bro.
It's a terrible thing to witness, and I think
They
an
fucked their
obligation-
country.
Look, this is
Ukraine is
Joe
fucked.
Biden's war. This is not my war. I made a deal with NATO a month ago. You covered it very accurately. Actually, we don't pay anything anymore. We're not paying anything. They are buying things from us. I got it raised from 2% of
Base.
GDP to 5%, and they're paying us for everything that we send. We're not paying. But Biden approved $350 billion. Europe has spent $100
Hot
billion.
take. We need to get out of NATO.
The money that's been
We need to
spent
get out of
and
the
debt
UN.
is incredible. It's the worst thing
That's a
happened,
shithole.
by far the worst that's happened since World War II. So I'm going in to speak to Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir,
You gotta
Stop
end it.
shooting missiles.
And he wasn't going to mess with me.
Don't be a bitch, Vladdy Poo. I'll get you a
We had
hooker.
a discussion about it one
It'll
time.
be like
We
nothing
never
ever
had that
happened.
Discussion again would have never happened. The election was rigged, and then Biden took office, which was
Shit was rigged. God,
The
we
auto
need
pen
evidence
took
on that,
office.
bro.
Bad things started happening. Bad things, stupid things were said, and it ended up in a war. And the big,
He's right.
and I don't believe this will happen anymore because I have that pretty well covered. This could end up in a third world war. This could have been a third world war. I don't think that's going to happen now. But I thought it
Yeah.
was very respectful that the president of Russia is coming to our country as opposed to us going to his country or even a third party place. But I think
All
we'll
right.
have constructive conversations. Then after that meeting, immediately, maybe as I'm flying out, maybe as I'm leaving the room, I'll be calling the European leaders who I get along with very well.
Sure.
And,
Sure.
great
No one wants to
relationship.
cross
We're
this
all-
guy. He'll raise their tariffs. Someone has to get
with
along with him.
Zelensky, But, I
Oh, my
disagree with what he's
God.
done. Very, very severely disagree. This is a war that should have never happened. Wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't happen if I was president.
But I'll be speaking to Zelensky. The next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or
Oh,
Zelensky and
shit.
Putin and me. I'll be there if they need. But I
All
want
right.
to have a meeting set up between the two leaders. I was a little bothered by the fact that Zelensky was saying, well, I have to get constitutional approval. I mean, he's got approval to go into war and kill everybody,
Yeah,
but
crazy.
he needs approval to
Oh
do
my
a
God,
land
dude.
swap.
Now Zelensky
Because
needs
there'll be
constitutional
some
approval?
Land swapping.
He
going
stopped
on. We know
elections
that
in his
through
country, but now he
Russia
needs
and through
constitutional approval?
conversations with everybody to the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both. So there's good and there's bad. But it's very complex because you have lines that are very uneven, and there'll be some swapping, there'll be some changes in land, and the word that they will use is, they make changes.
Yep.
We're going to change the lines, the battle lines. Russia's occupied a big portion of Ukraine. They've
Yep.
occupied some very prime territory. We're going to try and get some of that territory back.
But
from
not
Ukraine.
all of it, because
But
they
they've
would
taken
never
some
agree to
very
that.
prime territory.
That's
They've
life.
taken largely.
A lot of people are bitches on the
Ocean-
left about this.
In real estate,
You
it's
should
called
get
oceanfront
everything back,
property. That's
bro.
always
That's
the most
not going to
valuable
happen.
Property. If you're in a lake, a river, or an ocean, it's always the best property. Well, Ukraine, a lot of people don't know that Ukraine was largely 1,000 miles of ocean. That's gone. Other
Bro.
than one small area, Odessa. It's a small area. There's just a little bit of water left. So I'm going to go and see the parameters. Now, I may leave and say, good luck, and that'll be the end. I may say this is not going to be settled. I mean, there are those that believe that Putin wanted all of Ukraine. I happen to be one of them, by the way.
Yeah, I think so.
I think if it weren't
It's the apple of his
not
eye.
even talking to anybody else right now. But I'm going to meet with him. We're going to see what the parameters are. I'm then going to call up President Zelensky and the European leaders right after the meeting, yeah. And I'm going to tell them what kind of a deal. I'm not going to make a deal. It's not up to me to make a deal. I
Yeah.
think a deal should be made for both. I think Russia has to get back into building their country. It's a massive country. I think they have 11 time zones, if you can believe it. It's a massive, it's
Yep.
by far, from the standpoint of land, it's by far the largest.
Yep.
They have tremendous potential in Russia to do well. They're not doing well. Their economy is not doing well right now because
Communism.
it's been very well disturbed. by this.
Communism.
It doesn't help when the President of the United States tells their largest or second largest oil buyer that we're putting a 50% tariff on you. If
Yeah,
you
it
buy
doesn't. Yeah, it
oil
doesn't
from
help when
Russia.
he's
That was-
literally
that was a
doing
big
tariff
blow.
warfare with these
And when they
guys.
say he wasn't so tough. Nobody else
God.
would have done that.
It's
And I haven't stopped
crazy.
there. I mean, look, I was all set to do things far bigger than that, but I got a call that they'd like to meet, and I'm going to see what they want to meet about. I'd like to see a ceasefire. I'd like to see the best deal that could be made for both parties. You know, it takes two to tango, right?
Yeah.
So
true.
ultimately, I'll have a meeting next week. I had a great relationship with him, considering the fact that, I was not nice to him because of the pipeline. I ended the pipeline. I also gave the javelins. Do you ever hear of a javelin?
Yeah, we all heard of the
is called a
javelins.
tank buster. They say that Obama gave them sheets and I gave them javelins. If it weren't for me, all those tanks that were destroyed at the first days of the war because the tanks got stuck in the mud, some commander made a better. They would have been in Kiev in 4 hours going down the highway. But a Russian general made a brilliant decision to go through the farmland instead. And they just had torrential rains, and the rains were so bad, and it was mud. And
It's
those tanks got
crazy
stuck
how
in the
much
mud.
he knows
I don't know
on
who
every
that
single
general
topic.
is, but knowing
It's
Vladimir,
insane.
he's probably not around any longer because all those tanks were stuck in the mud and they went along with the javelins.
Like his
I gave them the
detailed
javelins.
like
You know that,
analysis
right?
is
I gave them
crazy.
javelins. They gave them sheets. But I'm going to meet with President.
I don't
Putin,
remember
and we're
Biden
gonna
doing
see,
anything like this. You guys remember that?
what he has in mind. And if it's a fair deal, I'll reveal it to the European Union leaders and to the NATO leaders and also to President Zelensky. I think out of respect, I'll call him first.
Oh.
And then I'll call them after. And I may say, lots of luck, keep fighting. Or
Oh,
I may
God.
say, we can make a deal. I will tell you this. I've seen a poll coming out of Ukraine.
Oh.
88% of the
Uh-oh.
people would like to see a deal made.
Uh-oh.
And if you
Not
hear
good, bro.
everybody was
Come on,
gung-ho for
dude.
war. You know, everybody's gung-ho for war until you have it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing
Yeah,
thing.
war
I had
sucks.
it with a couple of countries where I couldn't get a deal done with one particular country. And I just couldn't. The guy's great. He's a friend of mine. Great. Good leader. Tough as hell. I couldn't get the deal done. And then he went into war for a short period of time. You know where I'm talking about. First term. And it was nasty. Guys being killed all over the place. And he went through 1 week of war, and I was able to get the deal done. He said, this is nasty.
Yeah,
Yes,
war
please.
sucks.
Just on what you were saying. First of all, Volodymyr Zelensky is not invited on Friday?
He wasn't a part of it. I would say he could go, but he's gone to a lot of meetings. You know, he's been there for 3.5 years, nothing happened.
And what is the definition?
I mean, do you want somebody that's been doing this for 3.5 years?
Makes a good
What's
point.
the definition of a good deal? I'll tell you after I hear what the deal is. Because there could be many definitions. You know, you're talking about a very large and complex situation. Now, I tell you, the war that I just settled with Azerbaijan and with, as you know, in Armenia was almost as complex as this one, having to do with routes.
Meeting on Friday with Vladimir Putin.
Well, we're going to have a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and at the end of that meeting, probably in the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not.
I really am hoping for peace.
That's what I do. I make deals.
Makes deals. Dude, the media is so insufferable. How are you going to know, Mr. President?
One about China, one about Russia. If I could, on China, your administration agreed to send the most advanced or advanced NVIDIA and AMD chips.
No, obsolete. No.
Obsolete. And then 15% of the profits.
You mean the
come
20s? No. This is an old chip that China already has, and I deal with Jensen, who's a great guy, and NVIDIA. The chip that we're talking about, the H20, it's an old chip. China already has it in a different form, different name, but they have it. Or they have a combination of two will make up for it, and even then some.
All right.
Now, Jensen's a very brilliant guy, and Jensen also has a new chip, the Blackwell. Do you know what the Blackwell is? The Blackwell is super duper advanced.
Dude, how does he fucking know this? How does he know all this
shit? It's possible I'd make a deal, a somewhat
does he
enhanced
sleep?
In a negative way, Blackwell. In other words, take 30% to 50% off of it. But that's the latest and the greatest in the world. Nobody has it. They won't have it for 5 years. But the
chip,
you know,
incredibly stale,
but it still has a market.
Bad for dipping.
So I said, listen, I want 20% if I'm going to approve this for you, for the country, for our country, for the U.S. I don't want it myself. You know, every time I say like 747, I want, yeah, for the Air Force. So I just wanted 20 for the country. I only care about the country. I don't care about myself. And
all right, let's. All right, dude. Okay, come on, bro. All right, dude.
So he's selling a century-old chip that Huawei has a similar chip, a chip that does the same thing. And I said, good. If I'm going to give it to you, because they have they have a stopper, what we call a stopper. Not allowed to do it. It's really known as a restrictive covenant. And I said, if I'm going to do that, I want you to pay us as a country something, because I'm giving you a release. I released them only from the H20. Now, on the Blackwell, I think he's coming to see me again about that. But that will be a unenhanced version of the big one. Like, I don't know if you know it, we will sometimes sell fighter jets to a country, and we'll give them 20% less than we have. You know what I mean, right? That's the same.
So on Russia, do you see a time, Mr. President, when there could be normal trade between the U.S. and Russia? Should your meeting go well? Should there be peace?
I do. Russia has a very valuable piece of land. If Vladimir Putin would go toward business instead of toward war, you know, it's a warring nation.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They fight a lot of wars. A friend of mine said,
oh, God, he's being racist, guys.
They just keep fighting. They beat Hitler, so did we. And they beat Napoleon. You know, they've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, but those are most defensive wars. They don't, like, do offensive wars very often.
Like, and some people don't like. Viktor Orban, right, from Hungary.
Yeah, he's been cooking. He's good, from what I understand.
And he's in that same area and knows the two countries very well. I said, this was before Biden didn't do anything to get us out of it. He could have gotten us out of that. It would have never happened.
It never would have happened.
So can Russia be beaten by Ukraine? He looked at me like, what a stupid question. He said, Russia's a massive country.
He's right.
And
Ukraine can never win this war.
Country,
that's why I think it needs to end as soon as possible.
They fight wars. That's what they do.
Russia,
China,
no way Ukraine is winning.
Beat you with trade.
That's reality.
Russia beats you with war. That was a very interesting statement. China's not beating us with trade. Not when I'm in charge. But they were beating Biden with trade, but they never beat us with trade. Don't forget, China had to pay $400 billion worth of tariffs when I was last time. That was last time. And if we didn't have COVID, all of this stuff we would be loaded. We're finding hundreds of billions of dollars of cash is pouring into our country now because of tariffs. And all we're doing is we're doing what they do to us. It's so beautiful to see it. They found last month, as you saw, $25 billion of excess cash flow. They're saying, where did it come from? I said, I'll tell you where it came from. It came from a place called tariffs.
Yep.
And we're doing very well.
Yep.
We're really doing
Turns
well.
out when you charge people money,
I
you
have a
make
meeting
money.
with that.
Crazy.
I think it'll be good, but it might be bad. And I'm here for one reason. To get rid of a war that somebody else started. Should have never happened.
Never would have happened if
and
I was.
Did it great.
Yeah.
Complex war. A lot of bad blood. But
on both sides.
Zelensky's been there for 3.5 years. So
Uh-oh.
if you put him in a room, now I will say this. Ultimately, I'm going to put the two of them in a room. I'll be there or I won't be there. And I think
they'll beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, please be.
Trial by combat.
Mr. President.
Excuse me, I'm going to suggest because do you have any other questions on DC? Because I don't want them to be. Wait. These are incredible people. I don't want them to be standing up here on subjects. Does anybody have a question of them? And then you guys can leave.
Nice.
Okay.
True.
A question, Brian. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right.
And by the way, this is only on DC, and then they're going to leave because it's unfair to have them stand up here all day.
You're right. He's
Brian.
cooking. He's right, though.
First, about DC. This is personal for me as well. Last year, I was robbed on the streets by one of these teenage thugs.
A youth.
Had a gun, got away with it.
The youth got him.
Let's talk about the effort that between law enforcement, prosecutors, and judges, because it's a
yes! Oh my God, yes!
These kids go, they don't fear the police.
The judges just let them back on the street.
Get these judges and put these kids behind bars.
Right.
Adult
Oh
crimes,
my God, Cook.
deserve adult penalties. And my second question, I'll after you answer that.
You want me to answer it?
Whoever wants to take it.
Oh!
Do you want me to answer it?
Oh, she just came running in.
Here's assuming that they're 17 years, older than 17 years old, I can get the case. If they're under 18 years of age, I can only get the case if it's murder, rob one, rape. Even if they shoot a gun but don't kill you, I can't get it. So the law has to be changed. As the president said, cashless bail. That has to be changed. All right, then
Bro,
even assuming I get the case, I get jurisdiction, I get a conviction, the D.C. Council has given the judges the ability to give probation on shootings. And so then it's up to them. All of these things, the Youth Rehabilitation Incarceration Reduction Act, and now they want to seal records. So if we work hard, we get a conviction, they want to wipe it out. So that needs all to be changed.
Okay, Mr. Question.
Bro, she just barreled in there and was like, yeah, we're changing these laws. Fuck these
back
people.
to that topic. Let's be clear, though. We're going to charge them, and we're going to track every single thing they do throughout every step of the court process.
Yeah.
And report back to you and let all of you know what's happening to them. Because the people who are prosecuting them, the judges who are trying them, they also need to be held accountable.
Mr. President, this is the most people we've ever seen in this briefing.
I've never seen
ever, right?
I've never seen any. Where's Caroline? Where's my superstar? Caroline. That's Caroline in the back.
Bro.
Where's Caroline?
Dude, it's crazy how likable he is.
Come here, Caroline.
I feel like if not for the Epstein files, he would be
doing a good job, by the way. Come
legend.
here. Is this the largest crowd that you've ever seen?
This is definitely the most packed briefing, and I think all of you would agree. I think it's why we need to build a ballroom.
She knows what to say. She knows what to say.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
My question is this. You're building the big, beautiful ballroom.
Yeah.
Could we build a big, beautiful briefing room?
Yes.
Technology,
No.
more seats.
I don't want to do that. I don't want you to be comfortable.
Based! Yeah! Let those reporters.
No, I don't want to make
out there.
life comfortable.
Yeah, let him sweat, bro.
So look. Let's do this.
No pause.
It's going to be a big thing. We're going to Russia. That's going to be a big deal.
Suffer out
what
there,
happens,
motherfuckers.
happens. I'll let you know what happens. You'll be the first to know. I'll be calling the European leaders. I'm going.
They won't
with
be the first to know.
I mean,
He's going to tell Twitter.
People.
This is going to be a tweet.
Actually, and they want to get back. Honestly, as one of them said, I've OD'd on trying to settle Ukraine. They've OD'd.
We are making a big,
overdosed on the
beautiful
settlement of Ukraine.
goon
Not a
cave.
nice expression, but boy, is it accurate. They're tired of it. They want to get back spending money on their countries. You know, Biden gave them $350 billion.
True.
Europe gave $100 billion. It should be.
He's right.
much
He's
more than
right.
that.
Dude,
Shouldn't have been that.
I don't know,
Should have
man.
had
He's been
equalization.
fucking. He really has.
But you know what? Still a lot of money. They want to get back to building their own countries. They really want it resolved. My relationship with the European leaders, as you saw, is extremely good.
Yeah, because you're bullying them with tariffs, which is based, by the way.
Wait. And we're going to try, I'll be in touch with them. I have 5 of them call me. You think it's easy. There are a lot of European leaders, but they rely on me, very much rely on me. If it wasn't for me, this thing would never get solved until the last person breathing is dead.
Damn.
Yeah, I did. I'm talking to them right now. So I'm talking to the European leaders. I'll be talking to President Zelensky. I'm going to get everybody's ideas. I go into that thing fully loaded right up there, and we're going to see what happens. Now, I think one of 2 things is going to happen. It's going to be a good
either
meeting,
there'll
and
be
we'll
peace
go
or there will be
we'll get
war.
it done. I'd like to see a ceasefire very quickly. Very quick. I'd like to see it immediately, but I'd like to see it very quickly. And we're going to be dealing with the European leaders, and we're going to be dealing with President Zelensky, and hopefully we're going to have a great success. As far as this, what we did today, and I think you were here for D.C. more so than even Russia, because Russia will be
another time.
We have a couple of days to go.
Another time.
But the Russia is going to be very interesting. But to me, what is very exciting, and we're going to take back our capital. We're going to make it beautiful again, but we're going to make it, more importantly, safe again. It's going to be so safe. It's going to be a model.
Based.
And then we'll look at other cities also. But other cities are studying what we're doing.
I hope so.
You have some capable people.
We got to
in other
fix
cities.
this shit.
They can do it too.
I don't know.
But
I did that Baltimore deep dive. I got scarred.
We're going to have a safe, beautiful capital, and it's going to happen very quickly.
They killed Ted.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
All right. Oh my God! They're yelling Epstein after him on the way out. Did you hear that?
Tomorrow we'll have another briefing.
Bro, they are screaming Epstein, Epstein, oh my God, dude! Diabolical! Oh my Lord. Now again, don't get me wrong. I absolutely want to release the Epstein files. I made 4 videos on it. Absolutely. But oh my God. It's like, it's the bullet in the chamber because everything else is just slipping right off of him. Oh my Lord. By the way, in case you want to see a great tweet to wrap up the video, this is a tweet. Once we put body cams on cops, they'll reveal how racist and abusive they are. What the body cams actually reveal. A violent youth of potentially white youth attacking a police officer, right? And then you have retard numero uno over here on Twitter saying this is racism and abuse. He had a gun and she didn't. She was having a psychotic episode. People having psychotic episodes do not deserve to be murdered. And now, you ready for my incredibly hot take? If someone is trying to kill you, fucking kill them first. The end. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed. I just wanted to wrap up with something cancelable, but this was fucking fire. This was a really good speech, a really good briefing. I absolutely, is that a knife in her hand? Yeah, I think it is. I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, want peace. I absolutely want peace. I absolutely want these cities to be crime-free. And the way you do it is by arresting criminals. And the way you do it is by getting these woke judges to get the fuck out of the office. They are ruining our country. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Definitely subscribe. Let's up those numbers. We will cover everything interesting. Everything interesting, we cover it. Definitely subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.